Oh, hi there, SixofQueens here, and learning still sucks. Especially when you find yourself at the junction of somewhat ambiguously written instructions and making assumptions based on those instructions without somebody there to correct you other than yourself. Which is where I found myself at the end of last week. Okay, it was actually a little over a week ago, as anybody who is either literate or understands how integers works can tell you, when I came across the last few measures of Bastian's version of Hush Little Baby. In the second to last measure of this piece, there is a repeat sign that is positioned in such a way that it looks very similar to a topic that was covered previously in the booklet, which was first and second endings. Now, at that point in the booklet, it showed first ending having a bar with a 1 on it, and then second ending having a bar with a 2 on it. And the instructions were, after you've hit the repeat and gone back to the start and go back through again, you skip the measures that came before the repeat and then go right into the second ending. Now, I thought that the bracketed 1 and the bracketed 2 were merely there to make it more clear for me as a beginning student. I did not know that that was the standard notation. So I thought that that was applying anytime I saw a repeat partway into a measure. And when I went back to the start and played back through again, that I would skip all of the parts of that measure before the repeat and then just go into the ending that was after the repeat. Though apparently, doing some research outside, that is only the case when it has those brackets. It would have been really nice if the booklet had explained that if you do not see those brackets, that you do not skip. Some people may think, oh, well, that should be pretty obvious and clear and implied, especially since way back in the beginning, it brought up repeats in general, where it just said, if you see it, go back to the start and repeat the whole thing, which confused me. Fortunately, I recognized that I was confused by it, and it caused me to go back and look the information up. And in doing so, and listening to some other people online play this piece, I discovered that I made another mistake, but one that was not as obvious. See, in that second ending, it is a nice kind of lovely tied together vamp, and it sounds very nice. And nothing seemed off to me when I was playing it. However, when I was listening to other people play it to see where they actually cut back in after the repeat and where they started including the second ending, I noticed that their vamp sounded different from my vamp. What I was playing was this. What I was supposed to be playing was this. Everything that I was doing with my right hand, I was playing one note up. Here's the thing. There's absolutely been times on previous pieces where I've hit the wrong notes and I've been up or down, a note or something. My hand was in the wrong placement. But when I started playing, it sounded off. It sounded wrong. It sounded like it didn't fit. This one, there was nothing about the way it was played at first that didn't sound consistent with the piece. I'm not saying that it wasn't wrong. It was 100% wrong, but it didn't sound wrong. So you can't always use that to catch yourself, that if you come up across something and you're playing it incorrectly, it will obviously sound incorrect. It might not sound incorrect. Honestly, I kind of like the way it sounded the first way that I played it as opposed to the way that's actually written. But that doesn't matter. What matters is playing what's written. I can write it how I want sometime way, way in the future if I ever get to that point. But it's just a good lesson in having to be really careful from the very start and checking everything, because if I hadn't had that confusion on first and second endings to go back and even listen to it again and listen to other people play it, I would absolutely probably have never caught that. But fortunately I did. Well, now that you've learned a little bit more about what I do off camera, it's time to get on with the business of what I do on camera. Starting off with a little bit of nice warm up. That's F, G, A, B, B. If you'd like to see what it took for me to get this far, then you can either click up here or the link in the description below to catch the entire series from the very beginning. And if you'd like to find out where I go from here, then don't forget to subscribe and hit the bell icon so that you know when I upload next. So far I've practiced hours over weeks. Let's see what, if anything, I learn next time.